In the NFL yesterday, Tampa wide receiver Antonio Brown has been suspended 3 games for violating COVID protocols. The league and the players union found that Brown was among 3 players who misrepresented their vaccination statuses. And Dan Graziano, I saw you were the one doing the reporting a lot of this yesterday for us at ESPN. Fill everybody in on exactly what happened here.
My understanding is that you know, as his personal chef, his former personal chef said, that Antonio Brown did procure a fake vaccine card, brought it to camp intending to pass himself off as vaccinated. But then when it was brought to his attention how serious an infraction that is, he decided that the path of least resistance would be to just go ahead and get vaccinated. So he is vaccinated, but he is suspended because he had the fake card and he was intending to mislead about his vaccination status. The 3-game suspension is the result of basically a negotiation, really, between the Players Association and the league on what the appropriate punishment would be. And you saw the joint statement by the union and the league, because they want everybody to know that they're aligned on the issue of the COVID protocols and that they're in agreement on it. So the message being sent, this is a serious thing. We don't want other people doing it. And as a result, AB suspended for games he was probably going to miss anyway.
Right,
but
hurt.
Mike Edwards, the defensive back, that could be somebody that matters to
He's another one of these players. Let me just show you some numbers here. The Bucs, look, we know they have an abundance of great pass catchers, but Brown might be the most impactful. They're 5-0 with him, 3-3 without him this year. With AB on the field, Tom Brady's QBR is higher, the air yards per attempt higher. He's thrown half as many interceptions. So this does feel like it could be something meaningful. Ryan Clark, again, and you have a lengthy history with Antonio Brown that is not really relevant, or doesn't have to be relevant in this particular instance, one way or another. I'm trying to make up my own mind how from a football standpoint, how significant I should be thinking this is. What's the right answer to that?
I think this is extremely significant. Of all the superstars on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady has the highest passer rating when he's throwing the football to Antonio Brown. When you look at who ascended in the playoffs as this team made its Super Bowl run, it was Antonio Brown. You think back early on this season, we saw some shades of Antonio Brown continuing to be that #1 receiver that we saw him be for 6 years in Pittsburgh. And I think we forget that 6-year run in Pittsburgh wasn't just great for this era. It was historically great. And Antonio Brown still has some of those things. And when you look at the Mike Evans and the Chris Godwins and the Rob Gronkowskis, I think Antonio Brown is as important to Tom Brady and the success of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense as any of those humans are. And so when we look at this going down the stretch, it's important that Antonio Brown be a part of this team in order to make that run. It's not as important as it pertains to this week because he hasn't been playing up to this point for the last 6.
And so, Sacho, you had an interesting point to make on this as well, that the AB of it all is one piece, but he's not the only player who's involved in this.
Well, the bigger issue is Mike Edwards on defense, and Graziano alluded to this. This game that they're playing on Sunday, this game that they're playing against Atlanta, they played Atlanta a few weeks ago, and that was a 3-point game going into the 4th quarter. And then all of a sudden, that dude right there, Mike Edwards, showed up and had 2, not 1, but 2 pick sixes in the 4th quarter. Some of us have played the game. We understand, man, sometimes you play good games against certain teams. Every team you play against, you just ball out against them, right? Mike Edwards balled out against the Atlanta Falcons. Without Mike Edwards, to an already depleted secondary, I think that's the bigger issue than not having Antonio Brown here. Antonio Brown is one thing, I get it, but he's been down. He's been out these last couple weeks, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers still got a top 2 offense. Mike Edwards is the issue.
Bottom line, Nink, will they need Antonio Brown at some point? It's not going to be the next 3 weeks, but will they need him to get where they want to go?
Yeah, but I'm confused. Is the Super Bowl in 3 weeks?
It's not in 3 weeks, no.
Yeah, it's like February 13th?
It's February 13th.
So what are we talking about? He's fine. It's 3 weeks from now. He's recovering right now. He's still got an ankle. Why would you push him out there too fast anyway? Let him have a few more weeks. He wasn't going to play the next 2 weeks anyway. So 3 weeks he's out. I don't think it's an issue. He's going to get back. He's going to be healthier, and he'll fit right back in where he was at.
He's been hurt for a while now and was going to miss the next few weeks anyway. I think this would feel to us, just sitting here, like a much bigger deal if he had been on the field regularly and all of a sudden this was taking him off the field. One way or another, we'll see. Let's pick the game. By the time our show's over today, we're going to pick most of the good games this weekend. Bucs, Falcons, we may have a surprise coming for you here. Is it coming from Graziano? Who you got?
It is not. I'm going to take the Bucs in this game. Look, their offense is functioning at a high level, and in a lot of ways. Leonard Fournette had a 4-touchdown game last week. They can run it. They can throw it. I think they got a lot more than the Falcons.
Is it from Ninko?
No, I'm going with TB12. So
Let's put,
Bucs.
Look, death, taxes, and Ninko's got Brady to win this weekend. That one we should have seen coming. Is the surprise coming from RC?
Hell no. That surprise is going to come from somebody else. I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a team that at least offensively, since Rob Gronkowski has been back, is playing a ton better. That's going to have to be somebody else's pick.
Well, Sacho, that leaves you. Go.
I'll take it. I'm going Falcons on this one for the upset for a couple reasons. Number one, the Mike Edwards of it all. Talk about the defense. But even bigger issue, Cordero Patterson has been balling. He's putting up career numbers. And so you have a depleted secondary. A defense that's not playing up to standard. Cordero Patterson maybe returns a kick or two. That's what I'm going. Division game. You never know what happens. I'm calling upset.
What about it? RC, you shake it. I hope he's right. Sacho, I just want to tell you, for the reaction that you got from all of these jaded cynics sitting here this morning, I am rooting for you to be right. RC, you're giving no respect to the Falcons. You give them no chance?
Listen, they got a chance because they get on the field. I'm not picking them. I wouldn't put $1 on them. I wouldn't put a quarter on it. I wouldn't put a penny with a hole on it, and that's even hopeless.
Okay, yes, honestly, neither would I. But I'm happy that somebody did. Sacho, I hope you turn out to be right.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.